Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Darwin Incident episode 11. This time called Transfer of Ownership. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if Charlie's going to get new parents or something like that because Charlie's parents are dead. Oh my goodness. That was the big thing that happened last time. He doesn't have parents anymore. I am very curious where the show is going to go. My guess would be that it's going to be a lot of Charlie just reflecting and thinking inside the forest. Maybe not the forest is the best word, whatever that mass of trees was, the woods. I don't know. Regardless, I am excited. Let's get started. The funeral? So we doing a time skip, I guess. Oh, wow, Lucy looking different. Yeah, I wonder why. Wow, I can't believe they admitted to it. Well, they're gonna kill him? Jesus. $10 million. Oh my goodness. So it's becoming a national story. Not good. Makes sense though, I guess. Oh. Is that Phil? It is, isn't it? The problem is that Max knows about this location. He brought it up once. Oh. Oh my god. Bro, Phil has turned around from someone that I hated so much to being like a guy I love now. Yeah, I don't blame them at this point. Interesting. They can try. My god. Do you trust them? I don't know. What's the alternative? It's like the best option, right? Yeah, potentially. He might. Goddamn Phil, man. Absolutely not. That bottle was really invisible. Oh my goodness. Ooh, trying to hunt down the doctor. I wonder why he's gonna do that. That is true. She has her agenda of like animal advocacy, right? Uh-oh. I feel like there's no way he's gonna make it past this. This checkpoint is searching for Charlie, right? Oh my god. My god. Wow. And he's like in the police department. Oh, that's super cute. Like the idea that he discussed it with his wife. Oh, this is very cute. Oh boy. Ooh, he's not gonna like Phil anymore if he gets if he tricks him here. This is an unbelievably American looking suburb. Well, get inside before someone sees him. Oh my goodness. Is she okay? Is she dead? Oh no, is the ALA here? Did they anticipate this? The ALA knew they were in that park. Oh. Huh? Jesus. What a strange introduction to a character. Jeez, this is someone with a very big personality, holy. Jesus. Wow. My god. What a change in tone. Oh my goodness. Feels like the beginning of a new arc. Jesus. That's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, I feel. Alright, so that was a decent episode. Nothing too special or anything like that. I think in some regards it was exactly what I was expecting, and in other regards it wasn't at all what I was expecting. I guess the element of like Charlie hiding away and like the police trying to find him, like I think that's pretty obvious. Like that was what it was going to be, and that kind of element I was kind of expecting to happen and did happen. It was fine. The other element of say rehoming Charlie like immediately so quickly, as well as the fact that we didn't really see much of him while he was hiding. It was more from the perspective of like Lucy or like Phil and like the people kind of searching for him rather than his perspective. That I wasn't expecting at all. I was kind of expecting more introspection or like seeing what he thinks about all the things that happened in the ALA and Dr. Grossman and his parents dying, and we didn't really get any of that. So it's like a little bit disappointing, I guess. There's still a lot of room for that, obviously, in the story as it goes on, but I was kind of hoping we would get like a whole episode like dedicated to something like that. But yeah, I think the most interesting insight we got into Charlie here at this point is the explicit like declaration through his words that he loved his parents, right? It's pretty obvious that he loved them, right? But it is cool to kind of see him say it. Now, if you don't know anything about like my reactions and stuff, you're probably thinking, yeah, obviously he loved his parents. Like, why does it matter? But to me, it's like, I feel like the core premise of this show, or like a very core, like one of the core tenets, is that the best way to say it? I don't really know. But one of the core things in the show is like the distinction between humans and animals and where the human Z kind of fits into that, and what is their like capacity for emotions, or like how do they display emotions, what emotions do they feel, how does it differ from humans, like is the consciousness similar, is it different, like all of these are like fundamentals of the show. I think they're like important questions. And an element of like expressing love through words is like something that I think Charlie probably wouldn't have done in the past, or at least I don't think he has done it in the past. There's been moments where he's been asked about like what he thinks about things or what he feels about things, and he usually says, I'm not sure, but like I want to spend more time with Lucy, or I'm not really sure, but like I want to go back to school. So it is kind of cool here to see him kind of put to words specifically that he loved his parents, right? An explicit use of emotional like word or language, I guess. I don't know, it sounds dumb, like it is like a really small thing, but I kind of appreciated seeing it. But yeah. Now, the other thing we learned about Charlie is that he wants to hunt down Dr. Grossman, his biological father. He clearly like learned from Max last time, which I'm going to keep calling him Max until they say his name a bunch of times and I remember his new name. But he learned from Max that Max knows where he is, I guess, or not really that he knows where he is, but he knows how to find him, kind of. And I'm guessing that kind of put the seed in Charlie's head of like hunting him down. I'm not quite sure why he wants to like find him. He would obviously get more insight into like his origin and why he exists, but it wouldn't really kind of solve his present situation that he's in. So it was interesting that like that was where he wanted to go. I think it makes sense in that like when you are completely lost, like maybe you grasp for straws and you don't quite know what to grasp for, you grasp for the only thing you have, which is like trying to find someone who is like responsible for your existence. And I guess in this case, you know, Dr. Grossman, I guess it makes sense, but it's a bit, I wish we got more like understanding why he kind of wants to look for Dr. Grossman, but yeah. The other thing that we learned this episode is that Charlie, the story, I guess, of Charlie's parents dying and him being like on the run and having a $10 million bounty, which is pretty insane. All of that has led to national media attention. This is what I was curious about, whether it was going to be like a local thing or whether it was going to be like a state thing or whether it was going to be a national thing. And this has turned into a national thing. Now, yes, this causes trouble for Charlie, and that, you know, there was a big manhunt for him and a lot of bounty on like finding him and all that. And obviously there's going to be press on him and people are going to be attacking him and it's going to be a whole thing like going forward. At the same time, this gives him a national platform for his advocacy for rights, right? Or not for him. I don't know if he's going to necessarily advocate for that, but the people around him who want to advocate for his rights, they have like a national platform now to do that. The people who care about him, right? People like Lucy and I guess seemingly Phil, these people have a bigger platform now because of the national attention. So I'm curious if that's going to be a thing. If there will be like, are we going to get like a scene with Phil in like some like CNN interview or something? They're probably not going to call it CNN, but like, is there going to be a big interview and there's going to be like the representative there? Phil, his like adoptive father's going to be there. Are they going to like try and advocate for like even just broader than Charlie, even like more animal rights or something like that? I don't know. But again, it's a big potential for the future of what we can cover. But yeah. That's all the stuff that happened like mainly in this episode. Now the other stuff that happened is what feels like setting up the final arc for this season, which is going to be 2 more episodes, and that's the, I guess, living with Phil arc or being adopted by Phil. I don't know how long this will last. To be honest, I don't even know if Phil is going to keep his life at this point with how much attention and hate and the ALA obviously still being involved. Like they could kill him, to be honest, but it is different. We are definitely changing. There was a big tonal shift with the introduction of Phil's wife, who is a very big personality, or at least very, I guess, how would you say it? She's a bit, is aloof the right word? Let me double check. I just double checked and aloof is absolutely not the right word. What can I say? She's like very loud, very welcoming, but also at the same time, very like socially unaware, I guess, or something. And talking about making a lighthearted joke about like Phil and how long it took him to learn to put the seat down. Like, I don't know, it's very different. I kind of like it. We'll see where it goes. Especially, it is an interesting way to kind of wrap up this season. Like, I don't know if this tone will stay, but it might. Like, especially if she's going to be around a lot more. But yeah. But anyway, that's really all I've got. The last thing is that Phil is going into a meeting now with his boss, I guess. Previously, we've seen this boss kind of have a phone call from the representative who was in this episode as well. So I think the representative and the local, like, head of the police chief or whatever, that guy, they're obviously in alignment, or at least he, like, kind of responds to her calls. So it is kind of like he's going to be, like, Phil in this meeting is going to be talking to both his boss as well as, like, the representative, like, symbolically, right? The interests of, like, the local government and all that. Now, this could either be they come to an agreement and they are more aligned than it seems, and this will all go well. Or it could be a thing where it's like Phil could literally be fired here, his life could fall apart, and the next episode the ALA could come and kill his wife or something. Like, who knows? This could go terribly. I don't know which way it's going to go. It is kind of crazy. There's only 2 episodes left, but, you know, I'm sure there'll be multiple seasons. I'm fairly sure that someone left a comment about how there's, like, enough material to adapt 1 season, but not 2, but I couldn't find this comment when I searched, so I don't know, maybe they deleted it, or maybe it was on some other video that I just missed, but yes, I'm fairly sure there's going to be multiple seasons to this. But, you know, I'm excited. It's been a good show so far. I'm curious how it's going to end. But that's all I've got to say this time. Very short discussion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.